Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Welcome to Mike's Retro Tech and the Retro Tech Loft. In the last few videos have been Sinclair Spectrum based, so I thought I would do another one on the DK-Tronics keyboard, but specifically the power cable, the power switch, which didn't work on the other 48K Spectrum. Now I'm thinking that it could be this cable that I made, that I jerry-rigged up, because this just fits but isn't obviously big enough, I don't think, to fit in that end piece there. So what we've got on the DK-Tronics keyboard is, I don't know if you can see, we've got the original power supply in the box, in the keyboard. And first off, I want to check that this jerry-rig one works in here, and then if it does, I'll try this cable with this switch, and then if that doesn't work, I know that that socket is too small for here, so I'll try the original power supply socket and see whether this switch is actually working. If this switch isn't working, then I'll send it back, obviously, because it was from eBay a couple of weeks ago, so I should be able to send that back. But first of all, we'll check. So this is the jerry-rigged power supply with the DK-Tronics keyboard. Now, the machine in here is a 48K, a genuine 48K Spectrum. I think it's a revision 4, and it's had the composite mod, hence why it's got the blue cable and not the black one that was on the other Spectrum. So the other Spectrum was UHF, and this is composite. So you'll see exactly the difference between the signal clarity as well with composite and with the previous video with the UHF aerial. So anyway, the telly for some reason is scanning. I don't know why that is, because it hasn't got a signal. But anyway, let's plug this in here. This is the jerry-rigged one. And this, as you can see, works fine in this Spectrum. And so you see the reset switch has come off. There's two cables within here. Oh, there you go. So you press and hold it, I believe. Oh no, there you go, it's working. I think it was a bit dirty. So there we go, so the reset works. So this was actually a Spectrum Plus, I believe, inside here. 48K Spectrum Plus. Maybe not even a revision 4, then probably a revision 6. I don't know. But that's why the reset button's on there, because it was already hardwired to the motherboard. And I just moved it into this case here. So that's working fine. Yeah, good. So that's working there. Now, we take that out. We put the jerry-rigged cable into the power socket. We put the power switch into the Spectrum. And then we turn it on. So there we go. Doesn't work. Right. I thought as much. So, round 1 to the Spectrum refurb power supply with the jerry-rig cable. 0 score for the switch. Next up, power supply inside the case with the original end piece. And let's see whether that's working, because it is plugged in over here. There we go. So I know that the internal power supply is working on this keyboard as well. So, does the power switch work? If it works on this, I'm going to keep it on this all the time. So, plug that in there. Now, that was a lot stiffer to go in there. So, maybe it will work. Okay, that's in the back there. And the switch turns on. And the switch turns off. Okay, that's fine. So, what that means is that cable end is wrong. So I need to find the original cable end off this cable and splice it back in again, and then try and use that and see if that fixes it. So I don't know actually where it's gone, so I'm gonna have to go and find that. It'll be somewhere, but I'll try that now and we'll see whether we can get it working with this power socket, with this power adapter. with the power switch, and then if that's good, then we're good to go, and I can use the power cables on every Spectrum I've got.
A few moments later.
Can't find the end piece to the Spectrum power supply, which is a shame. But what I have found is I found another connector that's the same size, and as you can see, it takes a lot more to fit into the socket. So I'm thinking that that might work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the end piece off here and then resolder it into this to make it a nice right angled connector, and then hopefully that will fit in and that will be a bit better than that. Although having said that, see, it's quite long, that one, and that one isn't. Yeah, maybe that won't work either. But we can try it anyway, and if not, I'll just have to buy a socket off eBay. Right, yeah, so I'll unplug the power supply and we'll try and solder that, and I'll put some heat shrink on it as well, just to make sure if it's working fine, to make sure nobody's going to get electrocuted. Right, so hopefully you can see this. This is the cable that I made previously, which was the positive is the centre wire, which is here, and negative ground is the black on this one. Yeah, okay, so that's fine. Now that was heat shrunk, so it might take a while to pull off. Let's have a see. Oh, there we go, there we go, that's fine, good. So in here, this is quite funky. You've got a rubber gasket that seals it at the bottom, and then you've got centre and ground in there. So we'll try that now, and I'm not going to snip the cables, I'll just desolder them. And I've got some new helping hands here as well, but I'm not sure they're going to fit. Right. Ooh, look at that. New helping hands. I do like them. They're good. Look at that. Brilliant. Let's turn him back on again. And we're set at 350 again. And he's counting up nicely. And that heats up really quick. There we go. Oh, so the flashing light that you saw before on a previous video is the indication that it's actually reached temperature. That's cool. So let's take that off there. Ooh, look at that, the end's a bit grubby. There we go, nice and clean. Right, there we go, good. So what I need to do, I need to clean these cables up. Yep, there we go, cool. And then yeah, so that cable needs to be shorter by about so much, so we do need to trim that. So let's take those off there, because we don't need those. Not anymore. There we go. And then, oh, where has it gone, your silly cable? There we go. So that, as we saw, needs to be, that's there, that needs to be there, like so. Okay. Yep. So we need to tin that end. Brilliant, and we'll re-tin that on the safe side. Nice one. Okay, so that goes in there, like so. Is that tacked on? Yes, just. And then what we can do... Oh, it came off. Damn. Right. Let's squeeze that on there. Which may be good enough, but I want to put some solder on it. So let's get a blob of solder on that. There we go, just like that. That's hot. Bend that over and then bend that down, like so. Not put any heat shrink on that, have I? That's not clever. Right, found some heat shrink that fits. I'm going to solder that onto there now. Yep, there we go. And then, oh no, keep cleaning. I keep forgetting to clean the end before I put it back into the holder. There we go. And then we can snip off that bit. And then resolder a blob onto that. There we go. And there we have it's not as hot as it was before that. That's good. So there we have centre positive, outside negative. So we put that in there. Close it up, and then I forgot to put the gasket on. So that goes in there, that seals that up like so. And then what I'll do now is I'll try this and see whether that's worked, and if it has, I will get the heat shrink on just there like so, and then shrink it down so that nobody can get electrocuted from that cable. Not that they will, because it looks pretty good actually, but we'll try this and see what happens. Over to the other camera. Okay, so back, let's move this back out here. So there's the new cable. We'll turn the TV on, check that it powers this on first. Yes, there we go. So it powers on the plus. Excellent. Okay, so now does it work with the power socket, with the power switch? And that's in there, and then there's the power switch. Yes, it does. Phew. Right, there we go. So what I can do now is I'll switch back to the other camera and I'll do the heat gun, and we'll do the heat shrink and make sure that everything's tickety-boo with that, and then we're good to go and the job's done. Right, so as you saw on the previous camera shot on the phone, that actually worked. So that is a much better socket than that one. And to be fair, that one came from one of those multi-power supplies that has different changeable end and tips. So we'll keep that because that's obviously a good one, but that is brilliant. So now what we'll do is we'll turn on the heat gun. Now is that working? So 300 we'll set it to. Oh! Wow. Oof. Well, that works really well. That is freaky. Oh. So how do I turn it off then? Wow. Ooh, that's hot. Okay. Let's try that then. Has that worked? No, it's come off, you see. That's no good, is it? No. No, that hasn't worked. Oh well. Groovy. Right, okay, well that was a bit of a shame, wasn't it? Can that go in there instead? No, it won't fit in there either. Oh yeah, there we go. Haha. Right. Okay, that's better. So I've pushed it inside there now. And let me just check and make sure that I've not actually disturbed anything. So that does work. So I wonder if I can make it any... if I can do it any tighter. Don't think I can. Looks like it's as tight as it'll go, that. Okay, well it'll do. That's okay, that's not going to come out of there. Right, there we go. Excellent. Okay, so that was, yeah, I think that's a success. So it was working. It was just that end piece that I did on the previous power supply repair, well, the Spectrum repair, that wasn't right. So that's my fault for putting that on, and I should have found one that actually fitted, and I shouldn't really have taken the other one off. But there we go. So my mistake, but you learn from these mistakes. So anyway, this is now fixed. So this is the proper power supply with the on-off switch, which is great. So I might actually have to buy another one of those. Yes, for the DKtronics keyboard. Nice. Good. I like that. So anyway, that was the test of the power switch, which didn't appear to be working, but was because of my shoddy ending, my shoddy end piece on the power supply. Oh, and that's gone hard. That's not coming out of there. That's brilliant. Well, very quick video there just to show you what not to do with the end of a Spectrum power supply cable. And also now that the switch is working, and I'm well happy about that. So thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell icon so you get notifications when I upload more videos. Leave me a thumbs up, leave me a like, share the video, leave me a comment. But more than that, come back next time for another video. Stay safe, everybody. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.